generation of Counter-Strike players is terrifying, isn't it? With the shift from Counter-Strike Go to CS2, not much has changed, but somehow it was enough for one guy to completely flip the meta on its head. The overall player level skyrocketed. Now, every second random in your lobby can headshot you like in any mode, like it's nothing. Counter-Strike got simpler, and talent? It's everywhere. Today we're looking at a rising star. Some call him the second Donk. I would say he's something else, maybe even more unique. Meet Kyousuke. We will break down his Faceit demos, go through HLTV matches, and analyze his raw mechanical aim, style, and solo habits. So, let's figure out why this guy is actually scary, and what you can learn from him. Let's start with a Faceit demo. Despite the clout and hype, I honestly respect this guy. And there is a reason. Most pros don't grind Faceit solo anymore, it's a garbage bin. So, I found a dust to match, my favorite map, where Simeon Bakin dropped 30 kills at 4k elo. Pistol round, Kyousuke spawns second near long, buys a P250, sprints in for entry, simple round. Plays off a teammate's flash, crouch picks, hits a clean entry one tap. Pushes deeper and gets headshot. Didn't expect a re-peek so soon after opening. After a failed semi-buy, it's the first proper rifle round. He throws a great smoke to counter enemy molly, then pushes long. The enemy's setup is 3 long and teammates handle it. Kyousuke swings hard into city, grabs one but gets instantly traded by an AWP. Another long push, full reflex mode. Perfect pre-aim onto the city angle, headshot clean, then a smoke lands city. Now, 99% of players would just run through the smoke to site, but Kyousuke, he just walks into it like it's nothing and destroys 2 enemies inside with headshots. And already by round 4 I can tell, he plays purely on reflexes. It looks like his 5th or 6th game in a row after deathmatch or retakes. Would you play like this in a serious match? No, but this is Faceit. Even at 4k elo, this reckless style works. If your aim is cracked. That smoke push? No one expects that, not even high-level players. It's wild, it's cocky, and it's brutally effective. Back to long, no support nades, but man, he doesn't miss. What I would call the game of my life for Kyousuke, it's just another Tuesday. Round 10, he switches to the AWP. Pretty standard, wallbangs the door, moves up top mid, wins an AWP duel, then jumps into mid and pushes city. Again, zero fear. At this point, the game's one-sided. Either the enemies are scared or Kyousuke just don't give a damn. Maybe both. 1 versus 3 clutch. Love these situations. They reveal real skill and decision making. After his teammates dies, Kyousuke doesn't shoot through the smoke, doesn't give away his position. Once his sure side is clear, he throws nades. Most players would try to plant here, but he remembers he's holding an AWP and there is time. So instead he hunts, finds a frag in city, jumps onto side, kills short. Then runs around like a madman with an AWP, forcing the last guy to peek. Clean 1 versus 3. I'm not gonna show the full demo. The enemies were decent, but they were scared. They even type about it in chat. He's not focused, he's just flowing on pure instincts. And his instincts are insane. So what's the verdict? I've watched Zaiwu demos, Device in his prime, simple, and here's one thing I see in Kyousuke. He knows how good his aim is and he leans into it, but he still has limits. He doesn't make super dumb mistakes. Sometimes he misses info or skips clearing, but that's because he's not locked in, he's playing loose. And most importantly, he understands psychology. He knows people fear him. So he pushes through smokes, peaks of timings, does things that would get you benched in tier 1. But that's the point. He's not training discipline, he's training aim. It's like sparring 5 boxing matches back to back, not for strategy, just for timing and raw reaction. But what happens when he plays officials? Let's find out. This game couldn't have started better for Kyousuke. Clean movement, sharp aim, and perfectly timed flashes from Manesi. Off to go a strong start, let's keep watching. By the second round, it's already clear this is not the same as his Faceit solo queue. Kyousuke is playing carefully, even though the enemies are on eco and he's got a rifle after acing the pistol round. He's not overpicking, he's not chasing kills, he's fully aware of the format and who he's playing against. And when it's time to show up, he shows up, like Pele in his prime. Retake 3 vs 3. He dumps all his utility, molly to car, smoke to tunnels, trades of his teammate, slightly mistimes his spray and broke Serato hits like a truck. Still, solid team play and coordination. He spent most of the city side around mid. Finally, a solo moment. Check scout mid, no aggression shown earlier. After a missed shot, he swings wide, drops fallen and isolates another kill from a position I won't name, YouTube is watching. Pressure is way higher here than in Faceit lobbies. One death can ruin the setup, but Kyousuke, he feels it. He knows when he can take the space and he's usually right. He and Manesi basically locked down mid this half. Here's your perfect team player moment. He sits goose for 30 seconds just jiggling around, not chasing kills like some 2k elo clowns on Faceit, just holding his spot, playing discipline, just saying, nothing flashy, mid-rush. Kyousuke holds B doors and shuts it down, but I want to highlight something subtle, something most people would miss, something that separates turrets from real players. Watch his perfect pre-aim and crosshair placement. Let's slow that down. While chaos is erupting mid, he calmly turns, aligns his crosshair to the door at perfect head level and peeks. That's feel, that's mechanics, that's muscle memory and control under pressure. For me, that's top level. Now, hear what happens when aggression goes wrong. A bit of a throw and a reminder that even top level confidence has a limit. Score is 7-5 to Falcons. They will eventually lose to FURIA. Let's see what went wrong and how Kyousuke still finished with a 1.7 KD. Bit of coin flip, Fallen hits him through his teammate, nades land, wallbangs connect, sometimes it just doesn't go your way. They're starting to lose rounds and I noticed something. Kyousuke knows exactly when to crouch walk and play control. My 2 kilo teammates with 20 HP would just wide swing goose and insta die, but not here. He squeezes out every second looking to survive and convert. Most players play for trades, that's the textbook CS way. Someone like Apex would just wait for his teammate and go in together. But here you can see a bit of solo player mindset shining through. Same map, totally different gameplay. First, this wasn't a solo carry show like on Faceit. It's a team environment with pressure, structure and top tier opponents. Second, Kyousuke's aim stayed consistent all game. But toward the end, they just didn't let him play. Flashbangs, nade stacks, heavy util, he got boxed out. And honestly, his teammates under-delivered, while FURIA looked sharp and confident. But this isn't a match review. Is Kyousuke a strong player? Totally yes. His aim alone puts him ahead of most. But more than that, he got focus and brain. He makes the right calls and executes them himself. The fact that in the middle of a gunfight he turns around to check flank and still pre-aims head level, that's not just reflex. That's visualization, discipline and game understanding. In solo games, he's a monster. If he wanted to, I'm sure he could win 70-80% of FPL matches on raw skill and timing. But in team game, things change. You follow protocols, you play roles, you listen to calls. By the end of this demo, you could sense team issues. Maybe coaching gaps, maybe mentality, but this roster is still building muscle. And come on, you think I will leave you with just 2 demos? Let's break down his mechanical aim, with raw clips and moments I found online. Let's really dissect what makes Kyousuke different. Like with most things in Counter-Strike, the devil is in the details. It's easy to say someone has good aim, but why? That's the hard part. Let's watch the very first highlight in this video and really focus on the mechanical side. Sure, you will notice the reactions, the pre-aim, the flicks, but most players don't realize your aim is only as strong as your brain and your imagination. Let me explain. He's in a 1 versus 5, but Kyousuke isn't playing against tier 1 pros. So he knows they're not gonna set up crossfires. He isolates fights, starting with stairs. He puts his crosshair exactly where the white pick is likely. No second guessing, no panic, just raw awareness and control. Let's go next. He knows A players usually hold default or CT, maybe firebox, maybe under palace. So what does he do? He makes noise, draws attention, then pre-aims the most common default side pick and punishes the guy for playing standard CS. That's what separates good players from great ones. It's default frag, yeah, you can say that, but he's not reacting. He already visualized the kill before the peak happens. Next clip, Anubis. These are the simplest kills you can say, but look at how confident every shot is. That white pick from connector, dead. Kyousuke has his crosshair already set at hate. Bro. Head hate, and he's fully expecting it, because this is CS2 meta now. Nobody jiggle picks anymore, nobody shoulder baits like they used to. Everyone wide swings, everyone. And Kyousuke, he hunts those swings. After the first kill, watch how he immediately scans for the next street. He knows the mid guy either fell back or is about to re-peek, so he adjusts and boom, clean. The third enemy, yeah, I don't know. That guy was just lost. Forget him. Now this one's interesting. He doesn't pre-aim, he doesn't white pick. He just lets his muscle memory and sensitivity sense carry the shot. That's what separates talent from training. Next, Mirage. Honestly, I'm not even gonna break it down. It's just pure confidence, perfect pre-aim and reaction time on full display. So, can you aim like Kyousuke? Here's the funny thing, you can aim like this, at least partially. Even if those plays look insane, they're not out of reach. Kyousuke, Donk, these guys are just the next wave of aimers built for Counter-Strike 2 new meta. To play like Kyousuke, you need 3 core elements. You need to move clean. Every extra step, every bad strafe, every poor crosshair placement is a mistake. Your peaks need to be committed, confident, and you need to know exactly where someone can be. Kyousuke don't rely on full spray control. Counter-Strike 2 spray isn't consistent past 1-2 kills, so he hits 2-3 bullet bursts, always moving, always ready to micro-adjust. He almost never crouches mid-fight, unless it's calculated, and his rhythm of burst reset burst is mechanical, not random. This isn't just good aim, it's trained, deliberate aim, no mistakes. The one thing I see across all his games, unshakable belief that he's the best aimer in the server. And it shows. No extra movement, every pick is clean, his reaction time is borderline perfect, and his time to kill is higher than most pros. Always believe in yourself. Kyousuke is the proof that mastering the basics and taking them to perfection can make you next level. That was your look into the mind and mouse of Kyousuke. I'm Stormby Hopper and I'll see you in the next one.